Welcome to our usual hovers. I'm Meek Nomicon, and today I'm playing for the game My Ange. Well, we've been unjustly fired from our job, so what else are we to do other than move to a remote place to start anew? Where am I? Why am I here? Everything is so hazy. I can't think straight. My name is... Well, fortunately for me, I've kept enough brain cells to remember my name. I'm Meek. And I'm sorry. With that reason, you can no longer stay with us. Stop it! Why did you do that? Were you out of your mind? Well, my mind does seem to be fracturing just a little bit. Shut up! You technically brought that upon yourself. It's not my fault! It's not my fault, it's not my fault, it's not my fault! Why is it me? Why is it always me? Just please! Hey! Hey! Are you alright? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Crap, did I end up falling asleep? Oh, phew, that's good. You weren't looking great, so I thought you got car sick or something. It seems that I really didn't look great while I was asleep. Well, I was having a nightmare. A horrible one, in fact. After getting fired from that company like that, I decided to move up to a place far away from where I was before. I wanted to get away from everything that reminds me of that time, so I picked the furthest place to move out. Okay, I think we're here. Oh, a delightful place we decided to move to. So, this is the place. Wow. This is worse than what I imagined. I actually stumbled across this building while finding a place around this area. At first, I tried to get somewhere else, thinking this may not be a good idea. But all the good options I had in mind were just way over my current budget. But what can I do now? What's done is done. Not that I have enough cash to move again immediately. Okay, so new plan. We'll just stick in this apartment building that looks like it's about to crash down on top of us for like a year. And then hopefully we can find a job, right? And just move out when the lease is up. We only signed a year contract, right? Besides, it wasn't the exterior that caught my attention. It was the price. The rent for this place was just too cheap to resist. With that much money saved, I should be able to hold on until I find a new job. I'm willing to bet whatever we're going to pay for this apartment is still going to be too much. I heard that the owner was desperate to get a new tenant after having issues with their previous tenant. Something about them running away without paying, I don't know. Yep, no way I'm staying here long. Well, nothing's gonna get done if I just stand here all day. I should head up. Let's see, 201 was it? This should be the place. I took out the rusty key that was given to me, and with a nervous feeling, I let out a deep sigh and unlocked the door. You didn't even clean this place out? I told you, we're paying too much. At this point, I'm not even surprised. Why did I say I'll do the cleaning myself? I guess this is what I get for trying to save some cash. Okay, so this is all entirely self-inflicted. The floor was piled with dust and was scattered with multiple papers and plastic bottles. Couldn't the previous tenant at least throw the trash out before leaving? Seriously, I never met this person and I'm starting to get really frustrated at them. I put my belongings in the corner and proceeded to look around the things I have to clean up. This is going to be a painful day. Okay, this should be good enough for now. After painstaking hours of cleaning, I managed to clean the living room to an acceptable condition, of course ignoring the walls. Though I feel like there's now a pile of dust building up in my lungs from all the intense cleaning, but it isn't over yet. The bedroom and the bathroom. I should clean up the bedroom next, since I don't want to sleep on the floor on my first day here. I don't know, maybe the bathroom would have been a better alternative. I mean, we're definitely going to need the bathroom sooner than we need the bedroom, right? Here's messy as well. I'm starting to think the last tenant left in a mighty hurry. I'm starting to notice that the previous tenant left a lot of their stuff. Almost too much. I even found some fresh clothes while cleaning the living room as well. First the living room, and now the bedroom. Just looking at the amount of belongings they left behind, I guess the rumor about them running away was true. What should I do? Well, it's probably best if we just throw everything out, right? But I am very nosy, so let's take a closer look. Let's see what on earth are these papers sticking on the wall. I moved closer to the bedside and ripped the 2 papers that were glued onto the wall. It was an old news article about a murder that happened at a youth shelter 15 years ago. Gruesome stabbing at Good Hill Youth Shelter. 4 teens found dead, only 2 survivors. I skimmed through the details until the location of the scene caught my eye. This place is where I used to live with my parents. And from the look of it, the shelter was only a few blocks away from our house. I barely remember anything from the time I lived with my parents, so all of this is very new and shocking to me. To think a murder case of all things happened so near me, it gives me the chills. But why would they print this article, let alone stick it on top of the bed? Unless they were one of the survivors. Were they one of those mystery murder case enthusiasts? Or those internet detectives? I continued reading to see the rest of the article. It seemed that the culprit were revealed to be one of the caretakers of the institute. However, the police was unable to detain them as the caretaker ended their own lives before the police arrived. I shoved the papers into the plastic garbage bag. It's definitely not a pleasant thing to read in a place like this. God, this is now creeping me out. Okay, on to the next one. I tried to act overly cheerful to ease in my chills and looked under the bed to find more stuff to clean. I reach under the bed to see if there's any trash I can grab, but then, I felt something bump into my fingertips, so I reached into it deeper to grab the mystery item. I swear if it's a rat, I'm gonna demand a refund. Aha! Got it! Oh, okay, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. What the? A notebook? Did they keep a secret diary or something? From looking at this mess, didn't expect them to be this sentimental type. Curious about the contents, I opened the notebook. The first page was filled with a list of food and numbers written next to it. It seems they used this to record their expenses. I flipped a few pages more until I found something new. The apartment is very old, like I expected. Sink is leaking and needs fixing. Room and bathroom smell moldy. There's a lot of things to fix here. This month might be very tough financially. I flipped the next page to read more. This page seems to talk about the floor neighbours. I don't think I'll ever interact with them, but it won't hurt to know basic impressions of them with this. Tenant 203. Appearance-wise, looks around early 20s. Very loud. Yikes. I guess a quiet life here is out of the question. Tenant 202. What the? The bits regarding 202 were missing. It was not long that I realized that the bottom part of the page was ripped. Maybe they didn't like what they wrote? Or maybe they spilled something and ripped it by accident? Or maybe Mr. 202 is the murderer and then took the pages to hide the evidence. Then again, in that case, why would you not just take the entire notebook? Less suspicious that way. What am I thinking? It's only a rip. I'm watching way too many detective movies. I took out my phone to check the time, and to my surprise, it was almost afternoon. Oh damn! I slacked off too long. I quickly closed the notebook and shoved it inside the desk drawer and continued cleaning. I'll check on it more when I have time. Phew! Finally all done! Looking at all the trash gone, I feel a whole chunk of weight off my chest. And I feel like I can literally throw up a dust bunny. You see, this is why we should have cleaned the bathroom first. Currently, we've not got anywhere to puke. I need fresh air. Like, right now. My head is starting to feel a bit dizzy. I don't think even opening the window in the living room will cut it. I can breathe. Never thought the air could be this sweet. But what should I do now? I didn't really think of what to do next after I finished cleaning. I do have to buy groceries and other necessities later on, so I have to go out sooner or later. But there is still some time left, so I can do something else first before going. We could get some rest. I mean, I do want to meet the neighbours, but we want to sleep more. I don't think I can move another muscle right now. I think I'll take a quick nap first. Exhaustion slowly took in as I arrived at the bedroom. Guess I was more tired than I thought. As soon as I let my body sink into the newly cleaned sheets, drowsiness starts gushing in. I still have to buy groceries though, but my body doesn't want to move an inch now. I mean, we did say they were clean sheets, right? I'm just gonna trust the fact they weren't left here by the old tenant. My eyes begin to close as I surrender myself to the comfort of my bed. Screw it. I'll do everything tomorrow. Ending 1. Dead tired. Well, I suppose at least we probably we live to see tomorrow, right? Well, I've clearly learned my lesson. We're not going to read a thing. Let's just throw everything away. Running away aside, this all belongs in the trash to me. I started shoving all the things I can grab into a plastic garbage bag. What matters to me right now is to clean this house as soon as I can. Yep, I hate cleaning. Phew, finally all done. I suppose we've got to be social sooner or later. Let's introduce ourselves to the neighbours. I guess I should at least say hello to the tenants living on this floor. It won't hurt to say hello anyway. From what I know, there are 2 other people who live on this floor, 202 and 203. Let's see, which place should I go first? 203 is clearly going to be the safer option, right? Also, I don't think it's really going to matter how loud 203 is. I mean, there is so much distance between us. I should go to 203 first. I can hear loud noises coming from inside the house. From the contents I'm hearing, it seems they're playing games of some sort. God, I hope I don't need to file a noise complaint. Nah, we'll be fine. I mean, we did not hear them until we got to the door, so... After letting out a deep sigh, I pressed the doorbell. I wonder if they can hear the door. Who is it? God, that scared the crap out of me. Hello? I'm the new... I'm not buying. Not interested. It seems like they've mistaken me as a salesperson. I don't think they're gonna reply to me anymore. I should slowly go to the groceries now. I still haven't properly met any of my neighbours yet, but oh well, we'll meet one day. Few hours later. I seriously didn't expect I'll take this long. Who would have thought there would be that many people buying stuff? I looked at my phone to check the navigation home. I should be able to reach home in a few minutes if I turn right straight ahead. What the? I'm going to assume we're not going down our shortcut. The short way to the apartment was blocked. Oh, great! I can just slide my way inside and cross the path, but I don't want to risk it with the amount of things I'm carrying right now. Also, do we really want to place our DNA on a potential crime scene? Guess the only way back is to take the longer path. You know, I take it back, maybe we should have gone through the crime scene. Do I really have to cross here? The path was surrounded with bushes and old buildings. The dim light wasn't helping to ease this eerie atmosphere either. Maybe I should have just crossed the caution area. But what can I do now? I came all this way, and my arms are getting tired. In desperate need to get out of this path, I started to pace up my walk. I've just got a question. How did we get to the grocery store then? I mean, which path did we take? Did the crime happen after we'd gone down that alleyway? But then... Oh, well, that's a squishy sound. Startled by the soft sensation below my feet, I looked down. Oh, you're adorable, I love you. A doll? I cautiously picked up the strange-looking doll. It had places that were ripped open and covered in stains. A creepy-looking doll in a creepy-looking alley. This can't get any worse. Now, where did it go? Taken aback by the sudden voice, I quickly looked front, trying to find the identity of the voice. That's strange. I do believe I dropped it here somewhere. Are you Mr. 202? A student? No, there weren't any scores here from what I remember. Plus, he seems a bit too old to be a student too. Is he searching for something? An adorable little plushie by any chance? You know what? Let's make friends and potentially get murdered. I don't know why, but I feel like this doll is what he's searching for. With caution, I slowly walk up to the stranger. Well, you look... dashing? Excuse me? Yes. I showed him the doll that I picked up earlier. Is this what you're looking for? The man's face turned brighter upon seeing the doll in my hands. Thank goodness you found it. I thought I lost it forever. I handed over the doll to him. He seemed very pleased. I found it on the road while I was walking, though I kinda stepped on it by accident. Sorry if I got it dirty. Not at all. I'm just glad you found it. No problem. Glad I was able to help. Even though the conversation was brief, it helped ease the eerie atmosphere just a little bit. I guess it was a good thing that I decided to ask him about the doll. It may have just saved our life, I'm guessing. I mean, imagine we tried to escape with the doll and he just stabbed me in the back or something. Now that I realize, are you perhaps the new tenant of 201? You know, from the old brown apartment. Oh, yeah, I am. And you are? I'm Noah, tenant 202. What's your name? I'm Meek. 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 I can hear him quietly mumbling my name. Is something the matter? It's nothing. It just makes me remember names quicker. Are you heading back to the apartment now? Yeah, I was planning to use the shortcut, but the road was blocked off. Ah, that road. It's a pretty small fix, so people here just jump over it. He lets out a small laugh. Even I think walking all this way from such a small site is a bit dumb. Being a noble citizen, I see. Actually, it's more the fact I assumed it was a dead corpse that was in the alleyway. It's not like that. My face began to turn slightly red from embarrassment, but in a way his sarcastic tease was making me more comfortable around him. I was also on my way back to the apartment. Would you mind if I tag along with you? Oh, no problem. I feel like the road would be more creepy ahead, and besides, it's better to have one support than none. Great, let's go back. With that, we started walking together back home. It's been a few minutes since we walked, but none of us were talking a single word. I'm starting to feel like the casual conversations we had in the alley were all in my head. Awkward tension begins to rise as the noise of our footsteps echoes. I kept glancing in his direction to see what he was doing, and now that I'm next to him, I can see his face more clearly. His skin was pale, almost if there's no blood flowing inside him. But the most unnerving feature was his eyes. His eyes look as if I'm staring into a dark abyss. The harsh dark circle makes his eyes even more eerie. Is there something wrong? What? You've been staring at me for some time. Did we really expect him not to notice? Crap! How did he notice that I was looking at him? Was he not looking at the road? Huh? No, it's nothing. Sorry about that. Silence surrounds us once more. I feel like if I stop talking right now, we'll just go back to that awkward silence again until we arrive at the apartment. Come on, think of something. So, how long have you been living here? God, this question is very generic, but at least it keeps the conversation going. I've been here for quite some time now. Around 3 years? Oh, then you're probably more familiar around here. Have you met any of the people living in the apartment? Let's say, the previous 201 tenant. Well, that got your attention. Hearing that, Noah looked towards me, still smiling. Hearing no answers, I looked back at him nervously. Why isn't he saying anything? Did I say something I shouldn't have? Actually, no. Oh. My job doesn't necessarily require me to go outside, so I've never once met them. I see. I don't believe you, but I do see. From what I heard, it seems that they ran away. I'm not surprised, to be honest. People don't stay here for too long. Yeah. I turned my head back to the road ahead. By the time I knew it, we arrived at the apartment. Well, we finally arrived. I let out a deep breath of relief. Despite how run down it is, the reality of finally being home just brings a feeling that I am safe. Thanks for walking with me, Noah. No problem. It was nice meeting you, Meek. Hope I can see you around. Yeah, it was nice meeting you too. I only like you for your doll. Noah then held up the doll and started waving his little hands towards me, as if the doll was saying goodbye. Wave farewell, Ange. Ange? Is he referring to the doll? I think the name is a little mismatched, but I guess there are people who name their toys? I gave him a faint smile and a quick wave back before heading inside. As soon as I get into the bedroom, I dive into the bed recalling everything that happened today. The move was exhausting, but at least I was able to acquainted with one of my neighbours today. Appearance aside, he seems to be a decent person. Noah. Wait a minute. How did he know that I was a tenant of this apartment? Did he see me before we met at the alley? Where have you been all this time? I was looking everywhere for you. Things would be very interesting from now on. It'll be fun for you too. Wouldn't you agree? My Angie. I'm going to assume then we can't actually meet room 202 at this point. We can always try though. I should go to 202 first. I approached the door nervously and pressed the doorbell. No answer. Hello? I'm the person who just moved into 201. Just wanted to say hello? Still no answers. I decided to give one last shot and knock on the door. Then suddenly, it opened. Did they not close the door properly? Oh, I'm far too snoopy to just leave. I lean closer to the door to take a peek if anyone's inside. Hello? Is any... I felt a sudden grip on my arm, and by the time I realized, I was pulled inside. The room was pitch black, so I couldn't see anything. I tried to struggle, but the grip on my arm was too strong. I attempted to scream, but my mouth was immediately covered with what I can feel is a wet cloth. A strong, unpleasantly sweet scent shoots through my nose, making me dizzy. It's rude to peek, you know. I can feel a heavy breathing down my neck and an arm slowly wrapping around my waist. I normally would take things slow, but I believe you saw a bit too much. Or maybe you haven't. I can feel the grip on my waist getting tighter. I guess it's my fault for taking my time and not disposing anything there. But I do have to thank you. You just made things way too easy. The figure let out a small chuckle, almost to mock me for even thinking to look inside. Wait, do you have the body of your previous tenant in here? Don't worry, by the time you wake up, you will be more beautiful than you are now. I am sure of it. You're going to turn me into a doll, aren't you? Beginning to lose all strength, my body leaned closer to the figure. Welcome to your new home. I'm sure you'll love it here. Ah! My heart belongs to the doll, it seems. Ending too. Too easy. Curse my incessant curiosity. So I'm curious, do you think he's going to attempt to attack us if we just quietly try to move past him with the doll? I don't think I should talk with strangers, especially at this hour. Pretending to not realize this stranger in front, I slowly walked past the man. Then suddenly... Hey! Feeling a tight grip on my shoulder, I looked back. You have something of mine? Before I realized, the stranger was looking right behind me. I can see a smile on his face, but it was far from a friendly smile. I'm so sorry, I didn't know it was yours. I quickly gave the doll back to the man. His eyes were fixed on me, even as he received the doll from my hands. The man continued to stand in front of me without saying a single word. My hands begin to sweat as I can feel the eerie atmosphere getting heavier. I'll see you soon. What? The man said nothing else as he left the scene. I stood alone in the alley as my blood ran cold, unable to move from terror. My heart began to race as his words echoed in my head. What the hell does he mean by that? I broke myself from the fear and started running as fast as I could. Need to get out of here right now. I was gasping for air from all the running. I think this is the fastest I ran in my life. I'm finally home. Creepy alley, creepy stranger. I'm far from them now. I slowly collected my breath. But then I heard a clap from the back, and a familiar figure shows up. It was the guy from the alley. Nice jog. Took you long enough. How did he? I told you, we'll meet again. I looked at him as I froze once more. I was terrified to a point I couldn't even make a sound. Unable to shout or move, I can only watch as the man slowly approaches me. You don't have to be that afraid, you know. After all, we are neighbors. Huh? Wait, did he just say neighbors? You're the new tenant of 201. The man that directs his finger to the flat next to mine. I'm the tenant of 202. Name's Noah. So, he is a tenant of this apartment as well. That aside, how did he know I was the tenant of this apartment? I mean, it could be the fact that we're currently standing outside of it. I did make some noises while I was cleaning, so maybe he noticed then. But that doesn't explain how he knows my face. I decided to give it a shot and ask, how did you... It's kind of unfair that only I gave you my name, isn't it? Oh, His sudden request blew away my train of thought. I don't see a reason to give him my name. I mean, I'm not the one who asked for it in the first place. I decided to oblige nonetheless. It's not bad knowing the names of people living here anyway. Just a quick question. What was the name of the tenant in my apartment before me? Was it Ange? And besides, what can he do with just my name? I'm Meek. Meek. I see. Well, it was nice meeting you, Meek. Hope I can see you around. We should have definitely just given him a nickname, right? Yeah. You too. Noah turns his body to his flat, getting ready to go inside. I grabbed my door to head inside as well, but before I can open it, Noah turns his head back towards me. Oh, before you go, mind if I give you some advice? What advice? You shouldn't stay outside for long in this neighborhood. Who knows? You might not see the daylight again. Eh? See my expression, Noah let out a few laughs. Just kidding. It's getting really fun messing with you. You! But I meant it when I say you shouldn't stay out for long, especially at night. There are many pickpockets around here that target people walking alone. While the joke did scare the crap out of me, I do appreciate him telling me not to hang around at night. Thank you for telling me that. I'll try not to. Well, that's all from me. Good night, Meek. You too, Noah. As soon as I get into the bedroom, I dive into the bed recalling everything that happened today. The exhausting move, the creepy alley, and the encounter with Noah. Noah! In the end, I didn't get to ask how he knew I was the new tenant. Maybe I'll ask him when I meet him again, despite how terrifying our first interaction was. I don't think he's a bad person. Though, I don't want to see him that often. Huh. Look at you. You look more messed up than before. It's fine. I'll mend it for you. Where have you been all this time? I was searching all over for you. But it's fine. it's all going to be alright like it used to be. Things will be very interesting from now on. It'll be fun for you too. Wouldn't you agree? My Angie? What do we reckon then? Do those dolls have sentience? Did it move on its own to escape? If you enjoyed that playthrough, I'd really appreciate you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, you're spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.